wild man of North Queensland who was a Russian royal and fled to Australia, dies aged 88. A man nicknamed Tarzan, who fled Russia to shun society while living with crocodiles in Australia's far north, has died aged 88. Michael Fomenko was the son of a Russian princess but was drawn to rainforests in the country's north after being inspired by Homer's epic poem The Odyssey. He shunned modern society more than 60 years ago, surviving by slaying crocodiles and boars with his bare hands in the wilderness. His remarkable lifestyle, which included a tilt at the Olympics, had fascinated locals who often saw him trekking bare-chested along major highways. He died on Friday, after spending his last months alive in aged care in Babinda, Queensland. His sister Inessa confirmed the news to the Cairns Post. Michael Fomenko was a man to be remembered for his undying love for the Australian bush and his incredible courage in pursuit of his dreams, she said. Mr. Fomenko was the son of Princess Elizabeth Macubelli and champion athlete Daniel Fomenko. After he was born in Georgia, then part of the Soviet Union, the family escaped to Japan in the late 1930s. But 3 years after Japan invaded China to initiate war in the Pacific in 1937, the family fled again to Sydney. In 1959, it was reported that Tarzan had been saved by indigenous locals from semi-starvation in a wild, unexplored, crocodile-infested tropical jungle. Wearing only a loincloth, he was chased by police in 1964 and arrested for vagrancy and indecent behavior before being declared insane, according to the Sydney Morning Herald. He was found covered in septic wounds from a boar attack and was locked up in a series of psychiatric institutions, where he was sedated and given electric shock therapy. But on his release, he immediately returned to the wild and lived among Aborigines until 2012 when he was taken in by Gympie's Kunda aged care facility. Alienated by the language barrier and his refugee status, he slowly started to remove himself from modern life and began to see himself as Greek hero Odysseus. During his youth he won state medals in the decathlon and was tipped for a place in the 1956 Olympics in Melbourne. But before he could compete in the trials he ran away from his family's Northbridge home and retreated to the jungles in Queensland. In later life he was spotted trailing the Bruce Highway in Queensland, visiting local shops near Innisfail to stock up before heading back into the bush. The wild man of Cape York vanished from the public spotlight in late 2012, and residents promptly spoke of their concern. Innisfail Police Senior Constable Scott Hayes said at the time he had regular on their roads had dropped off the face of the earth. He was discovered weeks later safe and well living at a care home, the Courier Mail reported.